Yasha, so nice to meet you. How you doing? How you holding up?
I am holding up, honey. Cardi B said if it's up, then it's stuck. I'm telling you, I'm above. I'm so up, I'm stuck. I feel like I'm on top of the clouds today. It's a
Well, you
good
should
day.
be. You should be. You did a great job in this movie. Very gritty. This is a tough role. I mean, you've played a police, you've played a cop before, but not like this. So I want to ask you first off, as we start off, what was it about this character, this script that kind of went, I got to do this role and I got to tell this story.
Even my agents were surprised that I took the role because it is so dark and it is so gritty and it is so bloody. But you get these opportunities in life where you get to be the hero. Who gets to be the hero? Who gets to be the hero? Right? Who? It's like, listen, I got to do it. I got to do it for the culture. I got
Yeah.
to do it for my life. So when I saw that she wasn't, because it's really interesting. I don't want to give it away.
Yeah.
How the victim and the hero are
Yes.
really similar, and how even the hero gets victimized um, when she tries to go to her captains and say, listen, I need your support on this.
Yeah.
And they're like, you're being sensitive. And I'm like, sensitive? I think someone's life is on the line. So it's interesting how even the hero sometimes feels like the victim. And even the victim has moments where she's glorified. So being able to be a part of something with that much duality, oh my gosh,
Yeah. Why not?
blessing, amazing.
Yeah.
Why not? Exactly. Why
Yeah.
not?
No, and it's good. And it's interesting because the theme of this movie is very relevant. It's not a made
Mm.
up story. Okay. Last night I was watching Law and Order and SVU. I don't know if you watched it. It was all about black women who disappear and the
Are
cops
you
don't.
serious?
I'm not even joking. So I knew I was going to talk to you today, and I thought this is
Bonnie,
weird.
let me tell you this. Bonnie, let me tell you this about I learned doing Killer Among Us. And it's actually a scene that I and Bruce, who plays Carbachi, we're patrolling, and he tells me how there was a serial killer in the 70s in California
Yeah.
who went on for years because he targeted black prostitutes, and police enforcement to this day coined a phrase called NHI. These victims were labeled as NHI, which means no human involved.
Okay. Sickening. Sickening.
It's sickening. And so we're not going to allot any resources. We're not going to because no one's going to look for them anyway. So
Wow.
they called them a real term. And that was actually the previous title of Killer Among Us, NHI. But people be like, what's that?
Yeah.
What? So yeah, and that's what made Charles write the film when he saw it, because it would never have happened if it were any other body of victims, you know.
Unbelievable. It's unbelievable to me. And like I said, I thought you did such a great job in it. And how
Thank
do
you.
you finish playing a role like this? And then, they wrap and everything. And yeah, you go on to your next thing, whatever it is. But this one had to have affected you, Yasha. I can't imagine that it didn't.
Absolutely, it did. And it's interesting because um, I do a lot of comedy and I do a lot of commercials and I do a lot of things that are upbeat and bright and
Yeah.
hopeful. And in my own life, I'm also I have a strong belief, strong faith in God. So I'm so used to that hopeful world.
Right.
And this story is almost like so hopeless. You can get swallowed up in it. So it took a while just to transition out of it, but also at the same time, I was doing Blue Bloods, so I was
Yeah.
still in uniform. It was so interesting.
Yeah.
It just how it carried on, and it had an effect, and it still has an effect on me. Uh, Especially now that the movie is out, it took some time to come out, and because of COVID, and I realized like, wow, like this is so much bigger than I even thought it. It
Absolutely.
has such more affected me more than I even thought.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does sit with you. There's no question about it. And I hope it starts discussion. And
Me too.
obviously, like I said, it's making an impact, not just with your film, but in TV and everything too. So I think it's really important. No
Yeah, it's
question.
right on time. It
Yeah.
is right on time.
Yeah. Now, talk about rocking a uniform. We see that you can wear a cop outfit, no problem. I got to tell you, I loved The Flight Attendant.
You
I
love the flight
absolutely, it
attendant.
was such a great series. I was hooked
Hmm.
in from beginning to end. But
Yeah,
you rock the flight attendant
I
out
rocked that
there.
little uniform. And they were so tailor fitted because I was like, oh, and we were shooting. It's so funny, Bonnie. I'm telling you the honest to God's truth. Between we were filming before COVID, and obviously we got shut down. And so then in the middle of COVID, we finished, and you gained a couple pounds. I was so happy I can fit in that uniform. I said it's been 6 months, but God ain't let me down.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you look good. You look good. I want
Thank
to
you.
ask you
I
about
felt
working
good.
on that series because I thought, you were also good and you got not you got nominated, got Golden Globe for its ensemble. It's such a great cast. But watching Kaylee in that role, like, because of course we're all used to seeing her as Penny and the other things that she's done. Like this character was so frenetic, you
No,
know?
honestly, watching Kaylee do this, we were in Italy, and she kept having to. This was like I was like, is this torture? Who is approving this? Why are we still doing this? She had to scream and do a fall. Like it was
Yeah.
a fight sequence, and every time she gave it 1,000%, a shrilly mortification. And I went to her and said, Kaylee, girl, h- how how are you doing this? And I think that flight attendant gave the world a real introduction to her skill set, her
Yeah.
vulnerability, her comedy. So I totally agree with you that she was a tour de force, honey. That
Yeah.
people didn't that came out the woodwork. You weren't even thinking. Hmm.
Now I've read that there's going to be more of this series.
Yep. Before
And
we even finished, we got a season 2 order. Um,
that's awesome.
before the series was even before we it was like wow it wow, so much bigger than I even dreamed. It's a new show, a new network, a new showrunner. Everything was new,
Yeah.
and here
Oh,
we are, nominated for Golden Globes and SAG Awards. Extraordinary.
well,
And we won for the
congratulations.
Directors Guild of America. Our director won.
That's
Amazing.
amazing. Good on you. Good on you. So what else is coming up next after this one?
In After this, and next month, I'm in a show that's premiering on Stars called Run the World.
Yes,
It's
this looks really
so cool.
interesting. I watched a trailer
Okay.
for that. Yeah, girlfriend, that looks good.
Doesn't it? It's like, okay, I see you. You're giving me girlfriends. You're giving me living single, and I think it's actually from the producers of Living Single, which
Yeah.
is going to give you that New York sexy, the black version of give you something what you haven't seen in a while. So that premieres in March. I'm also in a film called The Hating Game, which is
Yeah.
a rom-com with Lucy Howe. And I'm also this later in the year, I'm going to be in Clifford the Big Red Dog that's
Yes.
premiering for Paramount. Hmm.
That sounds like fun. I can't wait for that. Who didn't love Clifford growing up? Come on.
Right. Are you a serial killer? Like, is there a killer among us? If you didn't like Clifford the Big Red Dog, somebody need to put you in that old murderous looking car that from Killer Among Us. You need to go to the crazy house. We need to see, you just need to go. And what else? What else? What else? Oh, and I'm on the Bold Type.
Wow.
It's on Freeform.
Good
This is our
stuff.
final season.
Good stuff. Well, I'm so happy to hear that you're keeping so busy. It was, like I said,
Mm.
it's a delight to talk to you, but man, you ever did a great job in Killer Among Us. You were really,
Thank
really
you.
great. So thank you for your time today. And
Thank
best
you.
of luck with everything and all these future projects. I'm going to watch Run the World. It looks like fun too.
Come on.
Yeah,
Come on.
I will.
Thank you guys. Thank
Thank
you. Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Take care. Have a great day and good weekend.
I sure will.
Okay, take care.
Thank
Bye-bye,
you.
Yasha. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.